Hey guys, so I decided to put a couple pieces of information into video form. Something that I've been teaching a lot of lately. Some of it applies to just about anything that involves striking. Some of it applies to more specifically the Kali world, Wing Chun world kind of stuff. I don't do Wing Chun, but I do Kali, so there's a lot of marriage to it from the JKD family. It's what I call the 5 count. Okay, there's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the ones we're going to talk about today. So what it is, it's working off of straight punches. Okay, so a 1 is what you think of as a stop hit. It's a single motion defense and attack. Okay, it's a parry and a strike right in the middle. Okay, so the idea is we're not going to move around a whole lot. I just want to get the upper body stuff first. Off of a straight punch from your opponent, whether it's a cross or a jab. Now, keep in mind, jabs come a lot faster than crosses. Crosses usually come from a lot farther back, right? That's going to give you a lot more time to actually plan this. But this one should be done with good distance and good timing, so you can actually hit this off of a jab. Okay. Go ahead and pause that.
Yeah.
So the concept is this. I'm parrying, doesn't matter which foot's forward, I'm parrying the punch and I'm meeting halfway. Okay. So I'm doing a little bit of a shuffle and I'm parrying to the outside, right? Here. Okay. This hand's just coming right up in the middle in between. Like I said, my hand goes to my shoulder here so that this flies past me. All right. So I'm going hand up the middle. Okay. Whatever hand tool you use doesn't really matter. And it doesn't matter if it's elevated, if it's a little bit lower, or if it's all the way down to right there. Okay. So when I'm doing this, I'm shuffling forward and I'm slipping a little bit, right? I'm shifting my body downward to slip. All right. So if I'm a little bit ways away, I'm going to have to meet him. Right? I tend to habituate to a palm strike just because it's what I do. But this works good. I've seen boxers do this with the big gloves on, and so it works pretty universally. Right? I'm going to pop. Right? Now, my movement matters in that I need to get there, right? I'm going to meet him halfway. That way I'm past him and I have the ability to drive through a little bit, right? I'm not just going to stand back here and go, right? Because I'm not going to be able to reach, right? I got to move, right? Then I have the ability to drive through with whatever I'm hitting. Okay, so it should be all at once, right? 1 count, okay? So that's first one. 2, 1 is very reactive, okay? 2 is generally used more aggressively, right? You got the guy with his hands up. What I'm doing is I'm using it before he can attack me. I'm going to drop his shield, right? So it's 1, 2, right? 1, 2, right? You get guys who bob their hands a lot. This is perfect for that, right? I'm outside of that range, right? Ha! I'm attacking their hands. You know, that's a little bit of a principle from Filipino martial arts. Attack the closest target, right? If he's got that hand, he's pulling that out there, just parry that thing down and come right through, right? I can do it to either side, right? Hit from there, I can sweep down here. I'm not waiting for him to attack me, right? I'm actually closing that distance more and attacking that shield, right? So that's a 2 count. Okay, so we've got 1, pop, 1 beat, 1, 2. That second one is a 1, 2 beat. Okay. 3 is basically what you think of when you hear someone say block, check, counter. Okay. It's that same parry, but now my second hand comes through to check this. I'm popping it away. All right. Quick terminology. Check, monitor. If you're just touching and sticking to it, you're monitoring it. If you're checking it, you're just checking it out of the way. Okay. So 3 count is 1, 2, 3. There's my attack on the 3rd count. Instead of being on the 1, on the 1, 2, now it's on 1, 2, 3. Right? And depending on what side you go to, it's the same motion, whether it's inside or outside. Right? Generally, I always tell people go to the outside every time you can because you're trying to get all the way around their back. If you happen to be stuck in the middle, that's fine. This still works. Right? If he throws more of a loopy punch, 2, 3. Right? But here I am stuck in the middle. Right? I better take over that space. I better get in and start doing something because he's still got that hand loaded. Right? But if I'm on the outside, right, there's no way he's going to turn towards me and hit me, right? Especially if I'm doing my feet right, I'm doing all that, right? So if I'm outside at this range and he starts to throw, 1, 2, 3, right? Again, doesn't matter which hand starts. 3, 1, 2, 3. It just depends on where your hands are, what you're doing, which way you want to go. 1, 2, 3. So I ended up with my right hand. 1, 2, 3. Ended up with my left. Okay. So it's a 3 count. 1 count is a stop hit. 2 count is a attack their block. 3rd is 1, 2, 3. Block, check, counter. Okay. Again, if he's zapping that hand out there really fast to do jabs, right? I'm really gonna have to be able to move forward so that as he's yanking that back, I can follow that in, right? That's why kind of things go very wrong when you try to do some of this stuff like it was a movie, right? Not to take a shit on movies because they're really cool, and if we didn't watch all these things as a kid, we probably wouldn't be doing this stuff, right? But there's no way if he's not just leaving that out there. You know, quick rant. Watch how many times you see a demonstration video of stuff and watch the guy go, huh. And then the dude just goes whack, 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 and shows you all these cool little options, but the other guy's doing this, right? That's not real. If somebody knows how to throw a jab, it's going to come out and right back. How am I going to grab that, right? Right? We're slippery, we're sweaty, we're hot, we're bloody, we're muddy. I can't grab onto that in the same way, but I can follow it back, right? Right? I can use that hand speed that you develop from doing sticks and knives to actually make this work off of something. Now, that's fast. That cross is a little bit slower. So a lot of times this becomes something where I'm doing that, but then that's the one I'm really waiting for to move into, right? I can get a little bit of grab on that if it's a little slower, right? I can come across that and do what I need to with it, right? So no matter what you're doing, your 1, 2, 3 ends up being something that you're looking for, right? Don't go in with a plan, right? I'm like, I'm gonna do this cool 1, 2, 3 move, right? And I just eat shit, right? That's not gonna happen, right? Don't go into a fight with a plan. React to the situation as it's showing you, right? Keep your eyes open, respond to opportunities, right? So if I see him throwing double jab and straight a lot at me, you know, and then I see that coming, that's my cue, right? I'm not going to try to do this off the fast jab, right? Bang. So, 1, 2, 3. 3. 4, as we jumped ahead to, 4 is block, check, recheck, counter. Okay? It's this. 1, 2, 3, and then recheck, right? Or strike, right? Number 3 is 1, 2, strike. Number 4 is 1, 2, 3, strike. Here's why. If I go 1, 2, he's probably already dragging that arm back. So number 3 is protecting me from that next thing coming, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm just using this to fend off, to evade, to parry, right? 1, 2, 3. Right? I can do it on the same side, right? I can do all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or I can wait for that one if I need to, right? I got to move my body some too, right? I'm not talking too much about footwork, but the whole idea of moving across the neutral zone here, right? Where we can both kind of hit each other from this distance with a little bit of lean, right? This is our neutral zone. I have to meet them at the advantageous side of that. And I always want to meet them as deep as I can and as close to behind their back as I can, right? It's one of the reasons you see guys do this, do like a loopy punch, right? Why am I back here? Because he can't hit me, right? I can do a lot, I can keep coming around, start doing jiu-jitsu stuff, things like that. But for this, I'm just waiting, right? Straight, yeah, just do it straight, right? 3, maybe that's my 4 and I have to do number 5. Basically the difference between 3, 4, and 5 is block, check, counter, block, check, recheck, counter, block, check, recheck, recheck, counter. You just start adding one more thing in your hands. What that starts teaching you is something we call cycling. You're cycling your hands, right? I'm trying to get that hand speed up. It's teaching you, it's not just teaching you an active technique. Because to be real honest, that number 1 will work for you at a lot of different levels. Number 2 is going to work for you at a lot of different levels. That number 3, you're starting to get into the territory where the other guy has to fight within the same style as you, right? We start doing block check counters, right? And he knows what's coming, so he's doing this back and forth, and we're doing this kind of cool shit, and yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, right? We start doing that kind of stuff because we have an expectation of it being a drill. Now, like I said, you get into that territory where the 3 and the 4 become a little more esoteric. Why are we doing that? Why would I teach you something that's not the most practical thing in the world? Because technically it is. It's practical and it's teaching you hand speed, tactile sense, ranging, footwork. It's teaching all those things to you. You may not sit there and get in a freaking slap fight, right? We're not going to sit, like, hey dude, you stole my girlfriend, and we start doing all this stuff, no, that's not going to happen. It's not a kung fu movie from Chow Brothers in 1977 or whatever. It's a lot, fights are a lot dirtier, uglier, and untechnical, right? So you simplify it. 1 is simple, 2 is simple, 3, not so simple. It requires some training, some timing, some footwork, and be able to read distance. You can make it work. Am I going to teach you this in like a week and you're going to be able to make it work? Probably not, right? But the attributes that it's developing for you carry through as you practice with it and learn more, and those attributes develop to make everything that you're doing better, not just the actual technique of what you're doing, right? Your hand speed gets better. Your ability to read your distance gets better. To where you're hitting the hands, right? I'm hitting it as wrist, right? Instead of out here because I'm too slow or something like that. I'm starting to learn targeting a little bit better. So don't let anybody tell you that more traditional, more old school martial arts are ineffective. There's a ton of effective stuff in there. And the stuff that's not effective is still in there for a reason. It's to develop your attributes. It's to teach you something, right? Just because you don't need to do a spinning double back kick to knock a knight off a horse or a samurai off a horse or whatever, doesn't mean that that's not teaching you balance and, the ability to orient while you're spinning like a crazy person, right? People talk shit too much on the things that they don't understand. And as it gets more esoteric, the practicality goes down. But what it's doing is that technique or that drill or whatever it is developing a certain skill or a certain attribute to make everything that you do better. And as you get better at that impractical skill, that impractical technique starts to become practical because your attributes start catching up to what it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to do. All right? So, I'm not going to ever advocate that you stand like a crane and, get low like a tiger or whatever like that. Fight like a human. And what humans do is they develop their skills and their attributes. right? If you want to dance like a dragon, dance like a dragon. It's going to teach you something. It's going to make you more fit. It's going to make you a little more athletic, and you'll get to pretend to be a dragon. But, you know, there's a lot in these things. The 1 is very practical. The 2, very practical. 3 and 4 and 5. 3 has a lot of practicality. 4 and 5 also do. 5 is where it starts kind of going off the rails a little bit. But it's to teach you something. It's to teach you cycling your hands. Okay? So it's a long-winded way of saying, you know, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and all that. Split, drop the shield, block, check, counter. Okay? Learn those, do those, and you will start feeling more with your stick and your knife that it's all the same thing. Okay? Then you can start blending it in with all kinds of other stuff. You can get to here and start doing more traditional boxing or Thai or something like that. They really start blending together. And you really got to blend things, right? One style does not have it all. You got to blend things. And if that one style has it all, it's basically taking stuff and blending it all together. All right? So, happy day. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Keep practicing, keep training, and don't throw it away unless it doesn't work for you. Thank you.